Get out, Floppy. Just get out. I've had enough of you over talking. Get out.
Hello, welcome to You Don't Know Video Games. We are Hack the Dino, and you don't know video games, and we don't know video games. You also don't know a guy called Floppy Starrick, because Floppy Starrick isn't here. Now, the reason Floppy Starrick isn't here is because he doesn't love you. He would much rather be out entertaining himself than be here with you, than to spend his night and his time with you. So outraged, I kicked him off the show. Until next time, when he's back from watching the movie. But someone who is here is Anto!
Hello, everyone.
Thank you for joining us, Anto.
That's all right.
Thank you for caring about our audience, Anto.
Yeah, it's just a movie I didn't want to go and see. It's fine.
What movie would make you leave us?
The Matrix.
Really? That's a good choice.
That was the answer I gave Floppy as well.
Yeah, like...
Hey, Brayden, guess what?
What?
We forgot your green screen.
Ah! Don't worry about it, gang. You can just see all of Ben's stuff that isn't on shelves anymore.
Yeah, we could do. It's literally right there. Anto, keep talking.
Nah.
Yeah, no.
Ben, do not. No, don't worry about it. It's fine. Oh my god.
It's happening!
He's committed.
It's all right. We can just talk about how if Radical Rewind actually did The Matrix...
Radical Rewind. Do the Matrix,
I would
and
go
you'll
and see
stop
it,
Hack the
so-
Dino from happening that week.
Go do it.
We're not called Hack the Dino anymore. We're called You Don't Know Video. Where is... I don't know where Ben's gone.
He just ran round the house.
Oh, okay.
He's coming from the other
I don't know where he's
side.
going. I feel like I'm going to get jumped. Floppy's at Radical Rewind. He's watching The Fifth Element.
Which is a good movie.
Yes.
It's just not one that I would pay
yeah.
money to go and see again rather than watch it on a streaming service.
I think I've seen it like once.
Yeah, I think I've seen it maybe 2 or 3
I
times.
remember the line where, what's his name? Commissioner Gordon yells, "Everyone!"
I forgot Gary Oldman was even in the movie.
Oh no, that's the line that stuck with me out of that film.
The one that's stuck with me and pretty much everyone else who's ever seen it was Multipass.
Yes, Multipass.
Classic. It's not something that I wouldn't go and spend money and travel time to go and see it.
Good work, Ben. Well, he even managed to do it without knocking down 8 Dino Riders like I normally do.
And yes, unfortunately, we do need people to donate to the Patreon more because Ben's things have been stolen. He was robbed.
Where's he coming from? Where's he coming from?
Nothing sus is happening. He is popping up from under the desk.
Not at all. Silly Billy.
Hi!
What
here.
an intro. I
Hello!
guess I'll kick off the things with the questions.
What are we talking about, kids?
Ben, what have you
going
been
on?
playing recently?
Oh, you know me. I'm always playing a game. I love a good game.
Hey, he's playing fix one green screen, break another.
Yep. The magic of
dear.
cinema.
And this is what we get for doing this live.
We're like WWE, we're cinema. Incidentally, anyone who describes wrestling as cinema, go and have a fucking look at yourself, really.
Hey, don't do that. It's a legitimate professional entertainment.
If anything, it'd be an enemy. Enemy? An
Enema.
Emmy. It'd be an Emmy. Because it's on TV.
TV.
Not cinema. You fucking twonks. Anyway, I have been playing a couple of things. First thing I did is decided the other day to crack out all my game boards for my arcade machine.
Nice.
Just to see if they work, because these game boards...
40-something years old at this point?
yeah. Oh, gee. No, not that old. No, 30.
Nah, we're in 2025.
Hey, have you guys seen an arcade board before? Like, out there?
They're pretty huge. They're like units in themselves.
What's your favourite arcade game, Anto? I'm just going to go get something.
Oh, God, that's a big question. But if I had
Why
to
am I getting
pick,
up so much tonight?
I would pick either Street Fighter 2 or Marvel vs. Capcom.
Okay.
I have a gut feeling he's probably got one of
I have
those
a gut
two,
feeling
if
he's
not
got
both.
at least 1 or 2 of those.
So, here we go. Show and tell.
Here he comes.
Yeah, nice.
Look at that thick
For
lad.
the podcast listeners, I'm holding in my hand an arcade cartridge. So most people don't know that arcades aren't like specifically built with just one game in them. They come with cartridges. And what you can see here is Super Street Fighter 2, The New Challenges. That's right, that amazing game is in my hot little hands. And what we've got here is the A and B boards. So these actually come apart. I won't do it now because I'll break something. But you swap them around and plug them into the old arcade machine. So I've been playing that.
Sort of on and off over the last few weeks.
No, really, it was just Saturday during the day. For some reason, I thought, you know what? I should test my arcade cards. So I did, and ended up playing my arcade machine for like 5 hours straight.
Yeah, nice.
Drove Jazz insane.
Because all she could hear was Hadouken,
think it came
Hadouken,
up the weekend-
Shoryuken.
The weekend before, my sister brought my niece and nephews over.
Oh, please tell me you initiated them in the way of Street Fighter.
There is a picture on my Instagram at Mr. Benjamin, because my nephew is a big Ninja Turtles fan and a big Hulk fan. So I got out Marvel vs. Capcom
hell
and turned it
yeah.
on. Got him the little stool. You know how I always tell that story about how I went to skate line and got
Because you were
skates
too
so I could
short
stand
for
it?
the thing. Yep.
I'm indoctrinating him like that. So I've got a picture on my Instagram of my niece and my nephew playing. He's 4 years old, and he's there playing as Hulk and playing as War Machine. And yeah, there it is.
Oh, that's cute.
So let the brainwashing commence.
Yeah, nice.
So I played that. Man, those games really hold up.
You know, I'm so envious of kids who are like being born like now.
I'm not. Look at the world they're inheriting.
Yeah, sure, the world they're inheriting is pretty garbage. But they get to experience things like video game compilations that are easy to access for things that, like, when I was a kid, had no access to because arcades didn't exist in the middle of buttfuck nowhere in the UK.
So you should really be jealous of people like Floppy and I
Who have arcade
who were
machines.
Well, yeah, but we're also teenagers in the 90s. So we were in the prime of it. Well, no, it was the prime. It was not for arcades per se, but it was definitely the prime
I
of
think it was
having
the prime of
access to
video
them.
games and stuff, yeah.
Like the Royal Adelaide show used to have an arcade, which is where I played Killer Instinct for the first time, and I think Mortal Kombat 3 as well.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I've always said, like, whenever someone asks me, like, you know, if there's a period of time you could have grown up in, what would it be? I always say I wish I was, like, maybe 10 or 11 in the late 80s.
Yep.
So that I had the opportunity to play things like Street Fighter when they were coming out, Marvel vs. Capcom when I was a teenager, and going and playing it at like local events and stuff. Because in my opinion, that's the golden age of video games.
It is.
And what we have now is a poor imitation.
You know, I honestly, when I'm lost in my thoughts, I will sit back and think, yeah, man, the 90s were great. I'm really glad I grew up in that time. It was so good. So good. Oh, I forgot to mention we do have a special guest coming. They're running a little bit late, but they'll be here when she gets home from work.
They'll be here when she gets home from work, so you probably know who it is.
So who is it? Oh, big surprise. Also have been playing... Oh, I went back and played Scarlet and Violet. Been doing some shiny hunting.
Shiny hunting or bug hunting?
Shining hunting.
Oh, yeah.
Why bug hunting?
Well, has it been patched? Does it work yet?
Oh, no. It takes some sort of skill to catch the shinies. The bugs are just everywhere.
Oh, okay.
So there's nothing real needed to... but no, I have been doing some shiny hunting on there. I managed to get myself a couple of shinies, which was nice. It's always good in that game to stumble upon them. And lastly... I don't know if you've been playing it, Anto. I was discussing it with Brayden just before, but Fortnite is having a 4-week season of just Star Wars.
I've seen bits and pieces of it. I think the most glaring thing I saw was just an announcement on Kotaku where they dedicated an entire article to the fact that you can play as Sheev Palpatine with an assault rifle. And I thought that was ridiculous.
That's pretty funny.
What's even funny is Gary Witter over on Blue Sky shared a picture of it, and he just said, I miss it when LucasArts was really, really restrictive over who uses their IP.
Yeah.
But yeah, this season's a hell of a lot of fun already. There's no guns. It's all Star Wars blasters.
Oh, okay.
Darth Jar Jar is going to be in it.
See, I've always been a proponent of the Darth Jar Jar theory.
Yep.
So I'm glad to see that it's getting canonized to some degree.
It's just a really fun game. You get to play. You get to fly X-wings and TIE fighters
Oh, see,
and
that's
shoot each other. You get lightsabers.
That's cool enough to make me kind of maybe want to play it again.
I'll jump on with you.
Yeah.
Even just like it's only 4 weeks long.
I've got 2 weeks off of work. I took stress leave on Monday.
Oh, well,
Very fair.
good. Yeah, it is good.
It's a good
that's
thing.
good.
It's
That's
a good
good.
thing.
But yeah, really, really cool, real fun. I got my first victory royale last night. So that was
Nice.
a
Like
good time.
not first ever, first of the season.
First
right?
of the season.
I was
You
gonna
get the
say.
umbrella. The umbrella's a Death Star.
That Luke actually looks pretty good.
Yep, you can buy him in the old
You can buy him.
Can.
in the old online store. You've also got Samurai Darth Vader,
Nice.
See, that's pretty cool. That's from the What If stuff they did.
Yep.
Yeah, nice.
and you've got Samuel
Samuel
Jackson.
Jackson?
motherfucker.
Hell
Is there
yeah.
an emote for the F-bomb to be dropped?
No, there's
Damn, there should be.
not. And you can also design your own Mandalorian.
See, I don't care about that.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah,
I've not watched The Mandalorian.
it's Good show.
Or finished Obi-Wan.
I haven't watched
or started
Andor yet.
Andor.
I still need to watch Andor.
I haven't watched the first season yet.
Oh, you haven't watched the first season?
Yeah. I
Oh,
need to get on it.
dude.
Like, one of my favorite podcasts is Behind the Bastards. And they specifically did an episode reviewing Andor Season 2. It was that good.
It's that good.
Okay.
It's so... Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch Season 2, but... oh, my God. The first season. Ben, you got to watch it.
All right. Anto,
Hello.
what have you been playing?
It's been a bit of a mishmash. I'm still playing a lot of stuff that I've talked about on previous shows. So I'm still, doing Baldur's Gate 3 and stuff and Monster Hunter Wilds because I'm insane. But recently, as far as new releases go, I jumped on Clair Obscure Expedition 33.
Now, this is a game that Zach is desperate to play.
It is phenomenal.
What was the big whinging section you guys had in the Discord?
I think the big whinging session was just not being able to find this game because
Even though you pre-ordered it.
yeah, so basically all of Australia deliveries for this to places like EB Games, JB Hi-Fi were delayed because of all the public holidays and stuff, and like it probably wasn't just the public holidays because most people know
when Easter's coming.
Yeah. But like this is a small studio. I can't remember the studio's name, which is a shame because I want to plug them super hard. Sandfall Interactive, is it?
Yep. They're in France.
Sandfall Interactive, French studio, made up of like 30 to 40 people. This is their first game, and it's the highest rated game of the year so far.
Really?
It is the highest rated game on Metacritic so far this year.
So what's the story? What's the hook?
The hook is that the world is controlled by a mystic entity called the Paintress, who paints a number onto this huge monolith that's visible from all over the world. And everyone who is the age that number is when she paints it immediately is erased from existence.
Nice.
And
So it started at like 110 or something, didn't it?
yeah, started in the hundreds. It's now been whittled down to 33. And you are part of a group called the Expedition, and you're the 33rd Expedition, hence the title of the game. The basic quest is gather a bunch of misfits and go kill God, same as most RPGs.
Yep, cool.
But yeah, I'm not super far into it. I've maybe put about 10 hours in, because it's the sort of game that Coda and I are playing together, and when you're balancing life and work and two people wanting to pay attention to a thing, it's not easy to just plow ahead and take 20 hours at a time.
Is the expedition just to go there and like point a 1 after the 33?
No. You're meant to kill her.
But if you just put a 1 after the 33, then you've got heaps of time.
I don't know how much the expedition are able to influence the ability that this thing has.
Oh, well, if they're not going to follow their own rules.
But yeah, either way, it's super sick. The art style is fantastic. The voice cast is amazing. It's got Charlie Cox, Ben Starr. I cannot remember her name. I think it's Jennifer something who did Shadowheart's voice in Baldur's Gate 3. The
Jennifer
music is fantastic.
I've heard some of the music. Actually, I was listening to a podcast where they were reviewing it, and they played a bit of the music. And Michaela, sitting next to me in the car, was like, "That music is incredible."
Right? Yeah,
and it sounds phenomenal.
It's nuts. And I don't really know sort of what dictates it, but it's got 6 or 7 battle themes that I've noticed so far.
Nice.
Each one is just as hype-inducing and fantastically orchestrated. It's kind of shocking that this game is as good as it is from such a small team, and it's their first video game.
Did it come out of nowhere?
Or
has it been hyped?
It's been advertised and hyped pretty hard through what are they called?
Xbox.
Not even Xbox. It's been in PlayStation Directs and stuff.
Yeah,
State of Play, is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they I believe they had a Xbox Developer Direct at some point.
Yeah, I think
that was where they sort of
recently.
revealed that they were a pretty small team, and people went like, "Oh God, this game might be terrible, or it could be incredible."
See, that's the sort of opinion I've got so far is that this game is fantastic. It probably means their second game's not going to be as good because they've gone all in on the style, the graphics, the music, just everything about it so far is purely a 10 out of 10 video game.
Well, you know what they need to do then? They need to say, yeah, we've got a second game coming. Yeah, it's coming. Trust us, it's coming. And just keep announcing that it's coming and then never release it.
Are you referencing Hollow Knight 2 by any chance?
What? What makes you think that?
Because Silksong still hasn't shown its head.
This year, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
Apparently.
Switch 2, launch date.
Can you imagine?
That'd be so
That'd be
good.
hilarious.
But yeah, I won't keep going on about it. If you find this or manage to get hold of like the second shipment pre-order for this, it's absolutely brilliant. It's my game of the year so far. I don't think there's anything coming out.
I really hope it is game of the year. I would love an independent studio to win
a double A
game.
game from an independent studio that is this good deserves it over something that is just cookie cutter and boring. Because
But you know, Keeley won't go for that.
probably not.
Needs the money.
He'll probably do Death Stranding too because he's a butt buddy with.
But the soundtrack, like when they perform the score on stage,
yeah.
oh yeah.
Just very quickly to answer Dylan the Villain's question, no, it's not a Souls-like. It is a pretty standard turn-based kind of French-Japanese RPG.
Like a Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
It's a Chrono Trigger.
It's actually got some mechanics that are very similar to things like Paper Mario, Legend of Dragoon. Like a lot of the attacks and stuff that you do, you see button inputs on screen. Do those with good timing. It boosts your damage, gives you extra attacks, that kind of thing. You can also dodge, parry, and counter attacks and stuff, so it makes combat really cool and kinetic. It's just an amazing video game and worth whatever asking price outside of people who are scalping it because they're dicks.
Really?
Yeah, like it's so hard to get hold of because it
Can't you
sold
just
a
purchase
million copies within 72 hours.
Wow.
It's now sold over 2 million copies in the span of 2 weeks.
Holy crap. Well
it is
done.
doing
That's fantastic news.
so well.
That is awesome. I love stories like this.
But yeah, it's so good. And the other game I've been playing is one I've had my eye on for a while. It hasn't dropped in price since it was launched. But I was like, you know what, screw it. I've got a bit of money. I'm going to give the team that made it some money. And I've been playing Penny's Big Breakaway. So
This looks cute.
it's made by the developers who were responsible for Sonic Mania.
Responsible.
Because, well, they deserve to be given credit for Sonic Mania.
that wasn't it. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, it was
I thought
amazing.
I thought that was a slide.
No, Sonic Mania is like the best Sonic game that's come out in the last like 10 years, and it wasn't made by Sega.
Was that the 2D one?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I played that
one. The one that came out on Switch in like 2017 or something.
Yeah. Maybe that should have been on someone's list that we're going to get to.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, this is a pretty, I say standard. It's standard in appearance that it's like a 3D sort of action platformer. I will compare it quite strongly to Mario Odyssey in terms of how it controls. Because you've got a lot of different movement options. It flows really nicely. The story is pretty dumb. You interrupt like a kingdom's audition to become a performer for the king or the emperor.
Do you become a dinosaur?
No.
Not interested.
But, yeah, musically it's really fun. It's very aesthetically pleasing. And for $39, I'm having a blast with it. It's just a really cool, fun little burst of happiness and enjoyment when you turn it on.
How would you compare it to
It's just
Astro Bot?
great. See, that's unfair because this was made by like a small indie team, and Astrobot was like a first-party powerhouse.
You compared it to Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, but Mario Odyssey is not as good as Astrobot in my opinion.
That's fair.
No. If I was going to compare it to Astrobot, I would say Astrobot is a 10 out of 10. This is like a 7.5 out of 10
fair.
to an 8 for me.
I mean, that's a really high 10.
Yeah, a really high 10. But yeah, no, if you can find this for a decent price, it's really good fun.
Astrobot wasn't this year, was it?
Astrobot was last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But this is like maybe 2 or 3 years old now, I think. I missed out on the limited run release, but by all accounts, limited run aren't doing so great these days anyway, so I'm probably not missing out.
Fired Jared Petty.
But yeah, no, I've just been playing this when I've sort of had a little bit of time, but haven't wanted to get stuck into anything too heavy, and then straight back to Expedition 33 when I want to have my soul broken and weep with joy at how good things look and feel and sound.
In the chat, Dylan the Villain also saying, yes, absolutely love this game. Such a chill game. Easy to learn, difficult to master.
Super, super cool. And that's exactly what it is. It's one of those games that you can pick up and play pretty quickly and easily, but if you really want to get good and like do the time trials and stuff, learning the movement options is the way to go. But yeah, I'm going to stop talking because it's Brayden's turn.
Yeah, I mean, we're still waiting for our special guest to arrive.
Your special guest is got the kettle on, okay? Calm down.
Yeah, we've got 6 minutes till they're supposed to debut. It's fine.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Brayden, what have you been playing?
Hi. Guys, Blueprints. It's so freaking good.
Still?
Dude.
Oh my god, it's so good.
It's on my PlayStation ready to go.
Michaela and I, we keep thinking every single time you think, okay, I'm really like finding the thing, you find some other random thing that you have no idea about. It's so much deeper than you could
That
possibly
happens a lot
imagine.
to me in games, just generally.
It's ridiculous. It's so good. I can't recommend it enough. the more you can go into it blind, the better. So I'm going to stop playing the trailer. Yeah, I recommend it so much. It's great fun. One other thing I've been playing lately, I have finished Mafia Definitive Edition.
Hey, nice.
So my first time ever playing through Mafia 1. I have played through Mafia 2 before, but way back in the day on the PS3. Mafia Definitive Edition is fantastic. The fact that I could play this entire game and get it done in like 10 hours, and it is excellent. Like, the story and the characters and everything, like the gameplay is very, like, you know, it's very 2000s PS3 energy.
Is this a Rockstar game?
I don't think it was Rockstar. I thought it was 2K.
It's 2K.
Right.
But
I do briefly want to touch on that Rockstar game as well.
about
yes,
GTA.
we should talk about that
Yeah.
Rockstar game. I'll get the trailer up in a sec. But honestly, Mafia Definitive Edition, incredible. I cannot recommend it enough. I'm not much of a, like, Godfather, Sopranos type or whatever, but like,
dude, Sopranos is so good.
Sopranos is really good.
Maybe one day, but
You
like
should.
playing through this, oh my god, it was fantastic. It was really, really good. So I can't recommend Definitive Edition of Mafia enough. I absolutely loved the story, and some of the moments in there are just so cool. Had a great time. And then after that, went straight in and deleted it from my console and immediately started playing Mafia Definitive Edition for Mafia 2.
Hey.
Which isn't as... So the Mafia Definitive Edition is a full remake.
This is like an upscale.
This is very much just an
Okay.
upscale because this is nowhere near as polished as Mafia Definitive Edition.
I can kind of tell just looking at the footage.
Yeah. So for me, jumping straight into it, I was like, whoa, this is a very different energy that's coming at this here. But I've been enjoying it enough. It is definitely leaning... The jump from Mafia to Mafia 2 is very much... The first game is real story-focused, really linear, and this second game really starts to feel more GTA. Like, it's a bit more open world, and, like, it's kind of... It's getting a bit edgier.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
Because they're in
oh,
a building, Brayden.
there's
Ugh.
Playboy magazines and stuff, and it's there's full-on nipples and
It's
shit.
the Jack 2 of the Mafia series.
Yeah, it gets a bit edgier
Yeah.
and gets a bit bigger.
You guys are talking about jacking and edging? Like,
Yes.
What kind of show do you think this
I
is?
didn't even
I
realize
think it's
that
the
was
exact type of show you want, Ben.
You're damn straight.
But I'm not too far into at the moment. I don't think my character's even officially joined a Mafia group or anything yet, so I'm slowly getting through it. But yeah, I'm very keen because like I want to go through this again because I remember really liking 2 back in the day, and then I never played 3, so I'm really keen to play 3. And they just did a gameplay review of the new Mafia game, and also revealed that it's going to be getting sold for a cheaper price than a full-price AAA game.
Oh, good.
So they're actually not going for
They're
a
not
full
pulling a
like
Nintendo.
yeah, they're not going full Nintendo. In America, it's going to be a $50 title,
Wow.
which is awesome. Seemingly they're going less the Mafia 2, Mafia 3.
Sorry, can we
Big
just go back to
open
those
world.
horses?
Did they have testicles?
No, can we just go back to those horses?
Okay,
They're not actually galloping on the ground.
you're
So
right. They're not.
Yeah,
That's so
weird.
funny. Yeah, they're not. That's hilarious. Oh, bless.
Anyway,
Wow, how'd that make it to the trailer? Come on, guys. But yeah, they're not going for a big open world like 2 and 3 in this one. Very much going more so for that Mafia Definitive Edition, quite linear, story-heavy, character development, character-driven plot. So I'm probably going to check it out because I've been enjoying the others, and so far I've enjoyed the linearity of the first one. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how this goes.
You like killing French people?
I mean, depending
On?
where their allegiances lie.
How much cheese they eat and how often they surrender.
Wow.
Well,
Just kidding.
But yeah, that's what I've been
am I?
playing. But we should talk about that trailer.
yeah, all right, let's talk about this trailer while we're
Yeah,
waiting for our
I've
special
got
guest to arrive.
Some interesting thoughts about, well, maybe not interesting to other people, but I've got some thoughts.
Well, let's. We're talking about the Grand Theft Auto 6 second trailer. First thing I noticed, so many butts.
Dude, this game, Like,
So many butts.
the first trailer for this game,
Has anyone done a butt count?
look at how ripped he is.
Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous.
Dude.
I'm that guy.
No, look at this guy. He's cut as hell.
I just want to point out, just in case no one's aware of this
Woo!
yet, and people in the chat as well, everything you're seeing in this is captured on a base PS5.
Which is ridiculous.
Not a Pro, base PS5 in-engine footage.
So
all of it.
I'm hearing people are really taking advantage of base PS5 and like minting it, because I was listening to a preview of Death Stranding 2, and apparently all of Death Stranding 2 preview and everything's all been on base PS5 as well.
Yeah.
And it looks ridiculous. But
Nuts.
so first trailer for GTA 6, I was like, oh, this looks like just America, parody of America, but America's still like that. And
More like that than ever these days.
yeah, so I was very disinterested in GTA 6. I didn't care. This trailer, focusing on the story and these two characters, this is a hot trailer. Like, both in the sense of it is schmexy, as well as it leaning on the story, like,
between
focus
the two
on
people.
it.
Yeah.
I am actually quite interested in this game now. It turned it around for me.
I think it's going to be... It's Grand Theft Auto, so it's going to break records day one. It's going to sell ridiculously.
How happy are you if you're Nintendo right now?
Oh,
Very happy.
We all know everyone was holding off their release dates to find out when this was dropping, and now they've gone
May 2026.
Yeah, they've got yes, cool. Yep,
Yeah.
I cannot wait for these release dates to start coming any day now.
Yeah. I think the call-outs for me were the fact that it looks this good at the moment. If this is captured on a base system, that means it's going to run and look very much the same on Xbox, which is great. Parity between systems is always good. It'll look even better on PC when that launches like a year after.
Generous.
The details, like the things that people are sort of glazing over because they're focusing on things like butts.
But
What are you trying to say?
I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying some people's priorities are about butts, and that's fine.
I'm just saying I noticed a lot of butts in this trailer. What do you got against butts?
No, I got nothing against butts. Just, I think...
You heard it here first, people. Anto, not a butt person. Doesn't like butts, not a butt man. If it was up to Anto, we'd all have 2x4s instead of butts and walking around like we're on stilts. Nowhere for poop to come from. There you go. Anto, such controversial decisions. Explain yourself.
I'm not going to defend my position on butts versus other parts of the human anatomy.
hey,
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying explain yourself for your butt hate.
Anto's a real calves
butts.
man.
Anto's racist against butts. You're a butt racist.
Butts aren't a race.
Yes, they are.
Anyway,
They come from the land Buttonia.
first things first, main character already within the last 2 days has become like a gay icon.
Yeah, first. Yeah, you like number ones, don't you? Not number twos, because number twos come from the butts.
Look, I'm a middle child. Leave me alone. Where was I going with this?
I don't know. You're just getting bullied.
What the fuck? So like graphical details and fidelity and stuff. So like the things that really stood out to me were like when you see the swimming pool scene with the guy in the swimming pool, what's it called? The floaty ring. He spills a tin of beer into the water and you can see the liquid flowing out into the pool water and the bubbles like dissipating on the top of the surface and stuff. You can see the condensation rolling down like the beer bottles in the club scenes and stuff.
I didn't see it. I was too busy looking at
The
the butts.
fact that they're paying this much attention to that means that like every other developer needs to all of a sudden really step up their game visually.
Yeah,
How many-
I think this is very much going for more so that like Red Dead 2
Realism
vibe
Totally.
rather than GTA 5.
I think because people, you either love Red Dead 2 or you can't do it.
Can't stand it.
Because it's... Why can't you stand Red Dead 2?
Because
just too slow?
I'm just going to demo it for you now. So you see this switch box in front of me? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna press the circle button, Ben.
There
Cool.
we go.
You press the circle button?
Ah, press the square, loser.
Yep.
Yep. For the podcast listeners, Anto's looking at my Zelda OLED Switch.
He's moving it all the
Now
way
I'm going
around.
to put it in my pocket.
No, you're not. You're going to put it back on the table.
And
That's
now
my collectible.
I'm going to do the same thing
Can you just put the Switch
for
back?
this.
Yep.
Like, it's so slow. Every input, every collectible, every item, everything you pick up to use in the game takes like a minute for the character to pick it up and actually put it away. Everything about Red Dead 2 is too slow.
I mean, that was on purpose.
What, like, because in the Wild West, everyone picked up cans of beans really slowly?
Well, I don't know. I wasn't there.
Well, yeah, and so they didn't have Red Bull back then.
Yeah.
Not the point. Jesus Christ.
So, Brayden, what's your point of view on butts on this?
Oh man, fucking
Show me his butt.
yeah.
butt?
Oh, dude,
Brayden's butt.
you gotta get his butt out here.
Yeah.
Equal butts. No, so I'm so distracted by butts. So they put stuff on their website as well, and there's like a full like breakdown of a bunch of the characters and everything. And dude, like it looks ridiculous. Like if we scroll down here, like the screenshots from this game look like they don't look like they're from a game.
They look like
it's-
renders.
It's insane.
It's weird. Look, his beard's longer.
Ooh, like Dutch.
You can grow his beard and shit.
Yeah, I'm really hoping they go back to like San Andreas style GTA where you can like really sort of see changes in people's appearance over time if you don't go to like barbers and stuff.
So I think because of like we're literally looking at a screenshot of him fishing. I think because of GTA
So glad you said
Online,
fishing there.
because of GTA Online, I think this game is going to have so much shit in it. Like, not shit as in, like, garbage.
Butts.
There's going to be so much to do
Yeah.
in this game.
It's going to be several games within a game.
It's going to be ridiculous. And what I can't wait, because I'm going to go through, play the single-player story, explore around for a bit, and then trade it in and get great value for it.
Yeah.
Because I don't give a shit about online.
No.
I'm just going to play through the story, enjoy the plot, explore a little bit, and then dip out. And I can't wait. Look at this. This is hot.
I really want them to like not have a storyline where one of them dies.
Oh, God, I
I
really...
want this to not be... I want it to be Bonnie and Clyde in the sense that, it's Bonnie and Clyde, but I don't want it to end the same way Bonnie and Clyde does.
I did hear someone's prediction. I won't say it on the podcast because I think it might ruin things for people because it sounds like the exact way they would go.
Yeah.
But,
All right, do you want my prediction?
oh, what's your prediction?
The female lead,
Yeah.
she's a narc.
Oh.
I think she's a plant after she gets out of jail.
Yeah.
Oh.
Interesting. Want to know my prediction?
Sure.
I think this is going to be at least 200 gigabytes
Ooh.
of space.
200 gigabytes.
Yep.
Yeah,
If Call of
Anto's
Duty
so
is 100
right.
plus, this is going to be massive.
Anto, that is so... Yeah.
Have they
100%.
announced the price yet?
No, not yet.
No, but
This
I
is
also...
going to be 100 US.
I
isn't it?
also predict this is going to be our first $100 game.
Yep. I completely agree.
Yeah.
I think Rockstar looked at Nintendo the opposite way that Nintendo now looked at Rockstar releasing the date, being like, "Oh, cool, let's announce release dates." I think Rockstar looked at Nintendo, announced the prices of things, and went, "Oh yeah."
Do you reckon they like went into a secret room with Nintendo and said, "All right, here's the deal. You
You
release
do this,
Switch.
you do
we'll
it
hold it off
first."
a year, but those prices need to come up, buddy."
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised, considering, like, no, I don't know Doug Bowser personally, but compared to Reggie, compared to Iwata, he strikes me as the sort of man who would absolutely do weird, like, behind-the-scenes industry deals with, like, other
His
companies.
name's Bowser. Like,
Exactly.
We're kind of being told here.
He's evil.
He's not evil. He's just, greedy.
Yeah, no, I think GTA is going to be massive, like it always is, but to a scale we haven't seen before, which is interesting. I'd also be really curious to see what it runs like on the Series S.
It'll be bad.
They have to, when Pokemon Scarlet came out and there was all those issues with it, they had to depopularize some of the NPCs. What they have to do in GTA to get it to run on the S is
Stick figures.
No, just get rid of some of the butts.
No, it's not the same game.
No. Brayden, can you just check how our guest is going?
Our guest is enjoying their meal.
Enjoying their meal?
By which I mean they're finishing their meal because they smiled at me looking very guilty, and they're seemingly on their way over.
Well, sign off in the chat if you think you know who our special guest is. I think you'll be surprised because it's not who you think. Probably is, but it doesn't matter. But
It'll be so funny if you've actually organised for Parker to come on the show.
That would be a wild twist.
it'd be even better if it was Carrie Fisher. What? Well, yeah, she faked her own death.
What?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Carrie Fisher is here.
I love your top, Jazz. I've been seeing nothing but like Powerline Goofy Movie shirt ads on Instagram, and
yeah, me too.
Jazz is here for everyone. Say hi, Jazz.
Hi.
There's a microphone. You know, you're just in time. So we were just talking about butts in a video game that's coming.
Yeah, you guys lost me at butt racism.
But racism, yeah, I was being bullied by Ben about racist
I don't
butts.
bully. Floppy's not here, so someone has to cop it.
Oh, so Floppy's the default target, is he?
Yeah, look at him.
Always.
You're going to bring him down a peg or two. He's too good looking. Anyway, speaking of good looking.
You know you could get a toupee if you're really that jealous.
Damn.
Anyway.
Well
Damn.
done, sir. A little while ago when Zach was with us, and it just...
What do you mean when he was with us? Is he okay?
Yeah, he's at the same movie Floppy's at.
I know, I wasn't playing the...
Oh, what movie is Floppy at?
Fifth Element.
Oh.
Do you want to go as well?
They're
Everyone else is
discovering,
Well, I didn't know it was on, so.
they're discovering love.
Yeah.
Isn't that the Fifth Element?
No,
I've
no,
no
that's
idea.
Sight.
Oh, I thought the Fifth Element was love.
No.
I thought the Fifth Element was the friends we made along the way.
No. You're thinking of a joke that I can't think of right now. So, a little while when Zach was here, I went into the very unwholesome trenches of the 90s and early 2000s to find some of the most different video game print ads that have come out. Those of you who are younger than me, everyone in this household at the moment, may not necessarily remember the types of ads. Were you on the show for that, Anto? Brayden, I know you were.
I don't think
No, you weren't.
I
No,
was.
No, I was.
no, it was Floppy, Zach, and I, and Zach was on the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So there you go. All right, this is new for everyone. So Jazz, you can tell us what you think about these amazing ads from the 90s, because I doubt you were reading video game magazines back
I wonder
then.
if
I wasn't, I promise. I was reading Disney Adventures back in the day.
Quick
Quite
question
right.
before we see these.
Yes.
Are they specific to Australian media, or is it anything you found across...
Anything I found. Now, I did purposely leave it, like, surprise, ads in the 90s were a little bit misogynist
and
and sexist.
and showcased often things like domestic abuse and
Correct,
stuff?
correct. I've left them out,
Good.
apart from one.
Okay.
Oh boy.
See if you can guess which one it is.
Is it the...
No. When it comes up.
No, because I don't think it's going to be this one, so
Okay.
it could be pretty funny. Just on those lines, there was a Nokia N-Gage ad that showcased, I think it was a man beating a woman, and it was referencing like a port of Tomb Raider.
Jesus Christ,
What?
no.
And they were all over bus stops in the UK.
Holy crap, no.
Yeah.
God, no.
So weird.
No, that did not even see that, and
Good.
will not
Because
be
it's a
searching
bad
it.
ad.
Okay.
Don't look at it.
There, when you Google, there is an article from 2004 saying Nokia's N-Gage ads are violent
that's
and
what
sinister.
I'm referencing. They were all really, really bad.
Damn.
Don't need to go into it. Let's move on. Let's move on to...
Hey,
so this isn't...
if you've got a Nokia N-Gage, you can trade it in at EB Games.
You can as well. Oh my god.
Let's go with... Start off with... This ad isn't officially part of the weird ads. It's just My Pet Hate. Brayden, can you please bring up the first ad, which is My Pet Hate? So we can see there, maybe zoom it out a bit if you can, enhance.
Can I guess what the pet hate is?
So this is for the NES action system.
Yep.
Yeah, so what do you think the pet hate is there?
Is the pet hate that there are two people using a controller, but Mario is a single player game?
Yep, that's one of them.
Yep.
The other one would be that...
I
yes,
have an
Brayden?
answer.
Brayden?
What's that cart doing over there?
Yeah, the cart's not in the system. That's correct.
That
Third...
looks like Gyromite to me.
No, it's Duck Hunt and Super Mario World.
Oh yeah.
Super Mario Brothers, I should say. Also, there's no cords going into that TV.
Oh, they might be wrapped around the back.
Oh, back
They're
then.
probably not, but
Back then, probably not. Hey. Huh.
Lastly, the dad and the son with the yellow and black jacket. Yeah, it's a CRT. You're not seeing anything at that angle.
no, you're not. You're absolutely not.
That's so right.
And also that lady's perm is ridiculous.
Townsy said off screen there's also an ashtray and a glass of wine.
Anyway, that's my pet hate.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mario was also going the wrong way.
Oh, it just could be the kid messing up.
Yeah, probably stupid kids. Jace, you're hiding behind the microphone. Why are you hiding behind the microphone? Okay.
Because it's a podcast. She didn't realize she was going to be on camera.
Jazz is really happy to be here. All right, here we go. Here's the first ad from the 90s. Brayden, if you will.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Wait, what do you think of this ad, Jazz?
I don't know.
So it's for a joystick. And
Do you want me to read the small text?
please,
Yes, I'll-
please do.
Okay, so we
So
got.
maybe describe to the podcast listeners what the picture is.
Okay, so we're looking at a teenage boy with a backwards cap. He's holding a controller, like a general controller, you would imagine. He's also covered in shit. And he's got.
Well, he's covered in a white substance.
He's covered in a white substance that don't look great.
And his mouth's open.
His mouth's open, and it says "lock on target," and then it says, "If you're holding a piece of crap, get Eagle Max for PlayStation. It's loaded with analog wheel digital modes and 16 hyper-programmable functions. Drop the load."
Wow. Thoughts, Jazz?
I don't know. I don't know what I think of that.
What do you think they're getting at there? What kind of funny double entendre do you think they're heading towards?
Don't know.
Don't know?
No.
Dudes just dropping loads after playing with their joysticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all that needs to be said.
I think 90s
It's pretty
everyone.
gross.
Townsy's just like, oh, it's a spooky ghost. It's ectoplasm.
Bukaka Lele.
Jesus.
Okay, second one.
I thought you said you took out all the gross misogynistic ones.
There's nothing misogynistic about that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So this is National Lampoon's
Oh, no.
Chessmeister. It's a dog looking quite concerned to someone holding a big-ass handgun to its head. And it says, if you don't buy this chess game, we'll kill the dog.
And there's a picture of like boobs in
Yes.
front of the chessboard.
That's the
I
whole
think it's
thing.
hilarious that you're the person who pointed that out.
That's literally, I was like, oh. And I saw it was like the gun pointed at the dog, and then I looked down and I was like, massive rack. So.
Synonymous with chess. That's... I don't even remember seeing this game. But National Lampoon's obviously responsible for European Vacation, Christmas Vacation, Chevy Chase. They should really apologise for that.
They should apologize for this dog too.
Apologize for a lot of things, but yeah.
All right. So it's on the ZX Spectrum, I think.
It kind of looks like they're not even trying.
No, I think they were trying. I think in Europe
So-
they knew exactly.
I don't know.
So I think it says that this is, so it's crossed out the word magazine. I think this is a cover of a magazine from years ago, because there's an asterisk after dog, and then at the bottom it says, "Hey, it worked once. This photo was taken from the cover of a magazine in 1973. We're happy to report the dog died of natural causes."
Because naturally a bullet to the brain ends one's life.
Yes.
Well, no, always.
If it's
I've
high
heard.
caliber enough.
Anyway, next one. Segment's going real well.
I'm enjoying it. It's fun.
So
Oh my god.
this is an ad for the Bible video game. It brings the fun home, and yes, you can see the young chap in the red shirt is having a lot of fun doing their homework. Why I assume their siblings from a different parent is playing video games. What?
From a different
You're not
parent.
wrong.
I love that.
Look, you've got two blondies and a brownie. Like different color hair for the podcast listeners.
I'm glad you specified that.
If that's not screaming Christian values, I don't know what is.
I don't know how it came up on Instagram the other day, but I was scrolling along and I saw the NES Bible Games ad that was released by, what was the company that made it? Something Tree?
Is this the Noah's Ark one or
No,
the Bible?
it was like Bible Games, the one that had like 3 different NES games on one cartridge.
Right.
But the ad was just a bunch of parents being like, oh, why are your kids playing Nintendo? And one of the mums was like, oh, they're playing Bible games. Now they get to learn about their Bible stories while playing Nintendo. It's win-win for everyone. And it was just really weird. And it's giving me the same vibes as this.
Now, question. I didn't grow up in this era, and I'm also not a Christian. Were Christians at this time putting their TVs on couches?
Oh,
yes.
that's weird.
It was the #1 cause of house fires.
Oh.
Many people died.
Yeah.
What do you think about? Do you want to play some Bible, Jazz? No. It's a podcast. You have to talk.
No, I'm good.
You're good. This doesn't entice you to learn about your savior?
I think we can just move on to the next
Okay.
one.
So this is a Nintendo ad for the Game Boy Pocket, and it says "Keep it in your pants." And there is a you know how back in the 90s,
That's a Game Boy Pocket. Yeah.
some let's call it sexy men used to wear rather tight pants, tight jeans, and you'd see the outline of certain things.
Oh, you mean like in Captain America Winter Soldier where you can see Chris Evans ding-dong swinging left to right when he runs past Sam?
Can you?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Just swanging. Anyway.
I've checked that out. Anyway, this says keep it in your pants. I don't know. Brayden, can you explain to me what they mean by that?
Is your dick?
To elaborate further on what Brayden has said, for the young'uns in the audience, keep it in your pants is a phrase used to imply that people are being horny and you should stop it.
Or, as I think, because I'm an innocent Nintendo boy, the Nintendo Pocket, because it fits perfectly in your back pocket and gives that impression that you can trace around.
That's a good point. Yeah, I didn't think of it from that angle.
Does this ad, Jazz, make you want to play a Game Boy?
Not really.
Why not? What's not to like about it?
I don't know. I don't think that it's that bad, but because you would put a Game Boy in your pocket,
You would.
so
In tight jeans.
and you'd put it if you have most pants come with pockets, so
See, the most upsetting thing for me about this is that the start and select button don't protrude that much.
I mean, none of the buttons in the D-pad do
okay.
really on a Game Boy Pocket. But
No, I think his D-pad does.
Jesus.
I think you've analysed it a bit too much.
Well, I can't. Brayden, enhance. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there you go.
For the podcast listeners, we've just seen a clip of Chris Evans running.
Thank you for your service, Captain America.
I don't think it's anyway, back to the ad. I don't
Yeah.
think it's necessarily a bad ad in the sense that, like, it doesn't showcase what it's meant to, which is that the Game Boy Pocket does indeed fit in a pocket, unlike the brick of the original system.
I also liked in the live chat, Michael Towns has said that he wants those Nintendo undies.
I'm in
and I
Camp
really do.
Townsy. I want Nintendo boxes too.
Yeah.
I actually like the boxes. The boxes are very nice.
Yeah. So let's all go out underwear shopping. Nintendo.
Ken, so before I realized that this was for the Game Boy Pocket, I just thought this was an incredibly 90s ad in the sense that jeans were big enough at the time that they could fit a full Game Boy in there.
Oh.
And then I realized, oh no, we're at that point in the 90s on the other end.
Yeah,
when
coming out of the 80s, I think.
it was tighter, yeah.
Yeah. All right, next up. What do we got? I forgot what number we're up to.
I think this is number 4.
I've forgotten what they are as well, by the way. Oh, yeah, I didn't know what was going on here.
Oh.
This is an ad for Tetrasphere for the Nintendo 64.
Bad game.
And it is... I think it's someone's mouth because there's lots of teeth there.
Yeah, it's meant to be a gumball or a jawbreaker.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that what
me-
it is?
It's meant to be a jawbreaker. It makes me very uncomfortable,
That's
though.
why the teeth are cracking at the top as well,
Ugh.
and at the bottom.
What does that have to do with Tetrasphere?
It doesn't have anything to do with Tetrasphere.
It says Tetris, now even harder.
Well, I mean, they could have just bought Chris Evans up for that.
Hey!
What do you think of that, Jazz? Do you get that? Do you want me to just stop
No.
asking questions? Do you want
Yeah.
to leave the show and go do your own thing?
I'm rethinking my life right now.
Damn.
That's like, why did I agree to this? We're
Ben's
doing this
not that
thing again
bad.
where I have to look at stuff that I don't understand.
Don't
And I
worry.
don't.
We're going to talk about Switch game, our favorite
Okay.
Switch games soon.
All right.
All right, let's go to the next one before Jazz falls asleep.
But also, like, Tetris isn't hard.
No.
Tetris
By
is-
the way, here's the misogynistic one.
Oh, okay.
Wowzers.
So you want to explain what's going on there, Anto?
I guess, yeah, for podcasties. It's an ad showing pectoral muscles and abs that says, "My stick is pure joy and it's no extra charge." And mentions then very briefly in smaller text that the N64 has a standardized analog joystick.
What do you think of that, Brayden?
It says "wanna play," and if someone approached me in the street with this and said, "You want to look at my golden eye?"
Wow, really?
don't
Bukaki
know.
Kazooie.
This is the sort of ad that makes me think that somewhere along the line, someone was like, "Oh yeah, I'll play with your joystick," and gave someone the old Mario Party.
It's like someone's just gone sex sells.
Yeah,
What's the 90s?
it's the
How
90s.
can we
so.
put all of the innuendos in one picture?
It's not even innuendo.
No.
It's like, hey, penises.
I'm just going to throw it out there as,
Your penis.
yeah, just
Okay.
rip it off and throw it on the TV.
Sorry, that was Anto's
So-
huge hog.
Jazz, Jesus Christ. Jazz just mentioned that, this is sort of rooted in the idea that sex sells, no pun intended. Weirdly, it hasn't always been the case that video games' target audience is sort of split 50-50 down the middle between male and female. But in the 90s especially, the idea of sex selling was generally the opposite to what this ad is showing. It was usually scantily clad or mostly nude women.
Oh, there's a female equivalent of this ad. I just didn't include it.
Yeah, but that's the bit that's confusing me viewing it as a product of the time. Is that you're aiming Nintendo 64 specifically, which is, to my memory, a system that was sort of dominated by a male fan base.
Yep.
And you're
And
showing
also
off a dude.
kids and families.
Yeah, it was the family system.
This
you
was-
know, I don't know. It just feels really out of place.
You got to think about the time period. PlayStation was out.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo 64 was losing badly to PlayStation.
Yeah.
Um,
I just saw that. As
Yeah,
well.
I just saw
that. Stop me in my tracks.
Michael Towns just made a rude comment. So Nintendo was trying to get an edge because Nintendo 64 was a kiddies game, a kiddie system.
Yeah.
They had Mario Brothers, they had all those cute things. They needed an up, pun intended. And this was their chance to try and get some of those people who'd gone over to PlayStation.
But I think they look like they're made by someone who doesn't understand their audience. And they've gone to a marketing agency and then they've gone sex sales, and this could almost anger a lot of gamers, potentially.
Yeah, I think so. If you released an ad like this today, you'd have all of the angry incel idiots from Reddit screaming about how this should be a woman.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or
That
even
mentality sort of sticks even back in the 90s,
they, it's the what do you call it?
Internet.
The introverts.
Yeah.
It's the assumption that, I know what it was. A lot of people who played games were not particularly social and were introverted and
they didn't
not
have
out there
washboard
with their
abs.
sex life. And then you have these things.
I had all three of those things.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
was very fit in my teen years.
But no, maybe that, I don't know. I was just...
See, don't take your teen years for granted because you end up looking like this.
No, I'm with Jazz. This screams of we don't know how to market what we're selling.
Yeah.
We're desperate.
We're
Yeah.
desperate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
agree.
I
But
get
it's
it.
actually going to a marketing agency, and then people who are working in marketing agencies and not really understanding their audience. So they're like, let's just do what we would do with some other things that appeals more to males.
It's basically the same photo.
Yeah.
It's the same picture.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Townsy, what was your sexual awakening? This N64 print ad. Mine was The Mummy featuring Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, fair enough. Mine was Teen Wolf. Don't ask what part.
So you're a furry, huh?
No, it was in when she invites him backstage into her room. She was in a bra, and I went, "Oh, look, that's a bra. Hang on, there's boobs in that bra." There you go. Now you know more about me than you wanted to know. Hey, Jazz, here you go.
Oh my god!
What do you think of this ad?
It's kind of, if you're someone that gets uncomfortable at looking at things that have too many holes in it, like I do, that has
What?
too many holes and then things coming out of it that you don't really want to see.
You don't want one large piece of skin with six
Like
mouths.
a wall of whatever that is.
A wall of tongues.
I'd
It's
be
also
like,
it's
"No,
so
thank you,
clearly
turn
a
around,
close-up
leave."
photo of someone's arm or leg, because there's body hair and stuff on it as well.
Yeah, that's not.
And then all of a sudden they've just sort of shoved and fade brushed around a mouth. And,
It looks like they've got a bunch of capsicums and
It
painted them.
it does look like
does.
capsicums.
No,
They've
that white
textured
one's
and
got
painted the capsicums.
that white one on the right has got a good couple of veins running through it.
Jesus.
It looks
For the
like
podcast
could
listeners,
be-
we're talking about
yeah.
tongues.
Pretty sure that's a sign of tongue cancer.
Is it?
Yeah.
Veins in your tongue?
No, that specific sort of pattern of breaking and segmentation.
Yeah. Someone
yeah.
should let them know. 20 years
The
ago.
green one looks like a strawberry has just been sort of like photoshopped onto a tongue.
Anyway, so there's some another Game Boy Pocket. Man, the Game Boy Pocket was really in a lot of trouble, wasn't it?
It was this is just endemic of Nintendo at the time. Like a lot of their ads for stuff in Nintendo Power, especially in the US, were super weird. Like they did ads for Donkey Kong Country where it was like, oh, make sure you bring a puke bag, and they had like scratch and sniff bits on the ad of like rotten
They
bananas.
should have scratch
and
and
stuff.
sniff on this ad.
Nah, because like people smoked way more in the 90s. It would probably just reek of cigarettes.
Yeah, that's true.
Just be bad.
That's true. All right, next one. I'm done with this. Ah, yes. I had someone message me asking if Rayman's dong just sort of floats like his arms and his legs.
Absolutely.
And I suggested that, no, he doesn't actually have any anatomical
Accuracy?
accuracy. He's just a perv.
Oh, he's just there looking around.
He's just having a look. That hand is just for show.
I was gonna say, when you look at where the height of the urinal compared to him,
Yeah.
Oh no, he's holding it in his other hand and like pretending to go normally. That's what that is. Can you stop it?
Brayden, put those cum gutters away.
Jesus.
Anyway. What do you think about this ad? Does this make you want to play Rayman, Jazz?
No, this should have been my first clue because I saw it twice. And then I was like, oh, that must be what they're going to be talking about on the show tonight.
Yeah.
And then I didn't think anything else. And now I'm here going, oh,
Why am I here?
I just don't feel qualified to be talking about any of this stuff.
No, you're certainly qualified. You're an artist. You can talk about composition.
That's the bit I think that we should lean into for you, Jazz, is like, is it good from an artistic perspective?
It's eye
No,
grabbing.
it's just...
It's just bad.
I think
Again.
this is commentary on corporate life and the freedom that Rayman gives you.
Yes, absolutely. Which is why the logo down the bottom there says no arms, no legs. Huge features.
I was going to say, if he's got such a huge member, why can't we see it in video game?
Yeah.
Why can't we see it in engine? Huh?
Well, do you want to know why? Because you can't see his legs, and that's his third leg.
Oh, that's very clever.
It's one of Anto's favourite games. You know why? Doesn't have a butt.
No, see, Rayman 3 isn't one of my favorites.
No?
The original Rayman on PS1 and Sega Saturn,
Yep.
perfect.
No butts in that either.
No.
Yeah. Stands out.
Yeah.
You butt fascist.
Bushist.
All right. What number was that?
I have no idea. I'm so
God,
lost.
so am I. I've like got 0.5s in here as well. What I was doing. This of course was referring to the codes that teenage boys wanted to make certain female people in games not have any clothes on.
Is this referencing Tomb Raider by any chance?
Correct.
Yeah. I can't really see the ad, but I'm assuming it's for like a cheat cartridge, like a game
Brayden?
genie or exploder or
Want
something.
the code? Introducing Video Game Exploder, the ultimate video game enhancer for PlayStation and N64. See everything you've been looking for. Hidden levels, special vehicles and weapons, infinite health. Video Game Exploder comes preloaded with thousands of codes for your favorite games.
So
And
they were
then,
just-
and about those bathing suit codes, we're working on them.
Jesus
you
Christ.
can't work on them if they're not in the game.
But that's what they're advertising.
They're basically just lying to you.
Yeah.
Lying to teenage boys. I don't know why I put this in here. All right, next.
Because you love lying to teenage boys.
That's true. Oh yeah, Jazz, what do you think of this one?
Oh my god!
You want to read that one? Can you read that one? Can you see past the camera?
Can you see that one?
Oh, that's bad.
It is a picture of an Atari with Stevie Wonder standing next to it, and it said, supposedly being spoken by Stevie Wonder, is the words, "If I could play video games, you bet it would be Atari." Now, for you young people, Stevie Wonder, famously blind.
No, I mean, he was blind, but also famous. He wasn't famous for being blind.
Well, I stand by my statement. Included both those words.
Stevie isn't superstitious by rule, but when it comes to fun, he knows what's what. And when it comes to a game console system, it's only the Atari 2600 will do. My friends tell me the graphics are the best. I don't know what that means, but I know the Atari 2600, they must be uptight and out of sight.
Fuck me.
Jesus.
Those coloured blocks certainly do make me want an Atari.
Wow.
I mean, look, even... It fails on so many levels because not only is Stevie Wonder blind, but like even competing systems like the ColecoVision and the Intellivision had like more vibrant and like more detailed pixels. So
Oh, guys,
it's such a weird endorsement.
Guys, I've
So
kept
weird.
reading it and it gets worse.
Oh no.
So down here it says simple, straightforward controllers. With some systems controllers, Stevie would be all thumbs. What use of numbers when you can't see? That's why Atari gives you easy to use joysticks and paddles. Even Stevie can fumble his way around through a joystick.
Jesus Christ.
Wow!
You don't need two people to play with an Atari 2600 or even two eyes.
All the best Atari games can be enjoyed by a single player. Stevie likes to play alone, even if he has no idea what's happening. I love the sound of fun.
Oh my god. I should have read that whole thing.
Oh
before putting
boy,
This is
howdy.
so cringe.
It is
Atari.
awful.
That's really
Wow.
bad.
No,
Wowzers.
I don't like it.
Townsy in the chat has just said, "Hey Stevie, we'll give you cocaine to hold this thing for a photo." Okay, hell yeah. It's probably how it went down, honestly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh boy.
All right. Gee, I hope they get better from here. Spoiler, they don't. What do we got going on here? So you got Earthworm Jim on the left, famous character, created by a horrible person.
And
What
then
do
on
we
the
want to talk
right-hand side of the page, you've got what looks like a woman consoling a man for not being able to perform in bed.
about? Yep. And then up the top it says, maybe if you didn't play with your worms so much. ...
Jesus.
The 90s. Do you get the subtle commentary they're making there, Jazz?
I do. Again. Not
That one hits a bit too close to
doesn't
home.
understand their
Hey!
audience.
This was a kid's game.
Yeah,
And a
just-
kid's TV show.
It also says 20 potent levels, pumping 256 color graphics, heart racing CD soundtrack. It can get a bit distracting.
This was an impossibly hard game as well.
Oh, like that guy.
Unlike that guy.
Didn't mean it like that.
Also made by Activision, so
Who are now back in business?
yeah.
Jeff Jarrett.
What?
Jeff Jarrett's involved with Activision's relaunch.
I don't know who that is.
He's a wrestler.
Oh, okay.
wrestler.
That's well, I don't know.
It's all right, Jazz. We're near the end.
Jump
This
scare.
segment.
There you go. Time to cut the cord. Anto, what's going on there?
It looks like current era Bam Margera on on a hospital bed in stirrups, similar to what women in labour use, with an umbilical cord coming out from between his legs, attached to what I believe is a wireless controller for the PlayStation 2.
Correct. Time to cut the cord with PlayStation 2. Freedom Shot 2. So basically, a gentleman has just given birth to a controller. His legs are up in stirrups. He's naked. He's sweaty. And the doctor, who's quite disgusted by the controller, by the looks of things, is
Looks
about
like Ryan Reynolds in The Waiting.
is about
He
to.
looks like the Jason
Yep,
Jason
Jason Lee.
Yeah, Jason Lee.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh yeah, I can see that.
there's a really realistic umbilical cord happening there.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
No, what don't you like about it?
I mean, just like body horror and like gore and stuff.
Body horror. Oh, sorry, childbirth is body horror.
I mean, yes.
Well,
It kind of is. Like,
not really.
Do you know what it does to women?
Yeah, I've. Yes.
Exactly.
Anto,
Hello,
I think
have a
you're
kid.
asking the wrong person here.
Look, can I just say though, on behalf to all
On behalf of all women.
to any expecting dad out there, just be, speaking as someone who was a father, and I'm sure Floppy agree with is a father.
I was going to say, what happened?
Where is my
to
daughter? Speaking on behalf of Floppy as well, I can honestly say there is no more useless person than a male in a delivering room.
Unless it's the doctor.
No. Yeah, all right, good point. The partner, the male partner.
Yep.
Because you don't know what they're going through, and you're just standing there going, "They're there." Like, you're useless. Just deal with it.
But hey, if it doesn't come out with a 900 megahertz RF wireless dongle and 2 thumbsticks, put it back.
Yeah, that's right.
Jesus Christ.
So I'm not going to lie to you. This segment's not going over as well as it did last time. Let's hope I can save it. Next one.
Oh no!
Anto, what's going on here? This is your family.
Yeah, this is in my wheelhouse because it's Sega.
Spoiler alert: the next couple are Sega.
Okay, so they're all going to be pretty awful.
You said it.
So, there's a child with question marks above his head. Caption up the top is, "Mommy, what are those two Sega machines doing?" And on the right-hand side of the page is, because it's probably an American ad, I'm going to assume Sega Genesis and 32X docking.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think you'll find it's called docking or interlocking.
Yeah. So it's just, for anyone not familiar...
Jazz, do you know what interlocking is?
What?
Jesus.
No?
No.
Any of you young...
I'm going to let you describe it to your partner.
Brayden, you know what interlocking is? Anto?
No, you can do it. Like I said, I'm letting you describe
Go
this
on
one.
then.
Is it how they make an
me
arcade
out.
system?
Visual aids. It's where two males together and then pull each other's foreskin over the head.
It's when you touch tips and you move your skin over the other one.
Okay. But why?
I don't know. It's funny.
Okay.
There you go, Brayden. You learned something today.
Woo.
Anyway, yeah, so...
They're making an arcade system.
Yeah, they're making an arcade system, dear, is the follow-up to the initial caption. And it's literally just an ad for the add-on for the Mega Drive or Genesis, if you're an American. The 32X, which famously turns your system into a tower of
Power.
looking like life support. Because, yeah.
How many peripherals could you get in the Tower of Power?
I
Down
mean,
the...
if you really wanted to, you could put the Mega Drive on top of the Mega CD, then you could put the 32X in, then you could plug in Sonic and Knuckles, then you could plug in a Game Genie, then you could plug in another cartridge, and you'd have like 6 things stacked on top of each other.
Nice.
Tower of Power.
Would that still technically work?
Yeah, it still works.
Oh, awesome. All right, next one.
Yeah, like
There
that.
it is. That's ridiculous and awesome.
Okay, we are down to our last one.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Yep.
Oh, good. Have you seen it?
Oh, I have now. Christ on a bike.
Okay, I just want to preference this. I think these only came out in the UK, so I think it's only appropriate that Anto,
Oh, God.
you give the description and just let us know a little bit of the cultural history behind it. And
This is if it's even an ad I'm familiar with.
Oh, well, I mean, I think it's pretty European centered, so I think you'll be okay. Like, just explain to me what's going on.
Jesus.
Okay, so it's black and white. Looks like a newspaper ad, like a comic strip ad almost. Starts out saying, which pair will be the biggest on the beach this summer, and then showcases a very
Cartoon.
large cartoon pair of breasts, and then underneath, a gentleman letting his testicles hang out the side of his budgie smugglers. And it's just an ad for
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2 being bundled in with a Mega Drive at purchase. So, pretty bad. I'm not familiar with this one. I didn't see this
No?
when I was younger. No.
No, you didn't see that ad and desperately want some Sonic?
No.
No?
No.
Because you want to go to the deli for that splice sandwich you got?
No.
I did not have cartoon testicles on my bingo card for this episode.
Me neither, Brayden. Me neither.
Well, you never know what you're going to get here at You Don't Know Video Games. So that's it. That's the last one.
That was it.
Sorry, Jazz.
You should be apologising to all of us.
Nah. I dragged Jazz onto this. She has better things to do than look
Just
at
the
my
person who has to sleep in the same house tonight.
crap. I like the way you said house and not room. One of us is on the couch. Do you know who else sleeps on the couch?
Our fantastic Patreons.
Yes. And Michael Towns. So if you'd like to help keep the mics on for some reason, you can head on over to hackthedino.com and you can go into the Patreon and help us, throw a couple of bucks our way. That'd be nice. It means we can get a new light because 2 of them died.
It's really funny that you said keep the mics on and then the light flickered back to life.
Oh, we just got a new Patreon. $2 came through.
Oh, nice.
For as little as $2 a month, you can help us and show your love and support, and we appreciate it. And we especially appreciate a little someone called Michael Towns, don't we, Anto?
We do indeed.
Why do we like Michael Towns so much?
Because he's a really nice dude.
Yeah? What does he do?
He makes Game Boy games.
Oh, such as?
And jokes. He
yeah.
makes jokes as well.
He does make jokes.
He makes
He's
great jokes.
one of, if not the most active person in our chat on every show, which is good.
I'd probably say the most.
Yeah, probably the most.
Everyone else, lift your fucking game.
Lift your game. So the games that Michael Towns Game Boy Games has made, you've got F2 v Floplips, Concord Game Boy, so a demake of the famous PlayStation game. It was very successful,
Still haven't
Concord.
played that.
Farewell, aka Bonesy. You've got the Floppy game, Avcon 2019, the game, Slopescast, the Scary Maze game. Wonders.
Goes on and on.
Wonders
On
of
and on and
creation.
on. Have you ever played any of Michael Towns' games, Jazz?
I have not.
Oh, why not?
Because I don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
I just
okay. That's fair
haven't
enough.
played them.
I think you'd
Sorry,
enjoy Bonesy.
Michael.
Yeah, I think you'd enjoy
Very
the
wholesome game.
Aflopolis. Especially that scene with Zach Sabbath. Has everyone played the Aflopolis 2?
No spoilers.
Well, Zach's in it.
Yeah, I know.
And I have a scene with him.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think I actually have a console that could play these games. So.
Yeah, if only we could find a Game Boy in this house.
In this house?
In one of these boxes, surely.
But I'm not allowed to play any of the other consoles in here.
Yes, you are. You just never ask.
No, I've asked.
No, you
and I
haven't.
got told no.
Oh, what? Who said that? Parker? Oh, I'll have to have words with her.
No. It was you.